Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're tackling a big one, a puzzle that just about anyone in HR knows all too well. How do you actually connect your employee feedback with all that rich employee data you already have? We're going to explore a tool called OnSurvey, which is built to solve exactly that by living entirely inside the Workday ecosystem. Yeah, this question probably hits close to home, right? You've got all this incredible employee data sitting right there in Workday. But the moment you need feedback, what happens? You're exporting lists, you're jumping into a totally separate tool, and it creates this really frustrating and honestly unnecessary gap between your data and your insights. And that gap? Well, it's got a name: the survey silo. It's that classic problem where your super valuable feedback lives in one application and your core HR data lives somewhere else entirely. The two systems just don't talk to each other, and that, as you probably know, creates all sorts of headaches. This slide just frames the whole situation perfectly. You've got the old way, which treats your survey tool like this separate little island of information, totally cut off from everything else. And then you have the OnSurvey approach, which aims to make it part of the mainland, a native app fully integrated with Workday right from the get-go. So let's get real about what that silo actually costs you. Storing your sensitive feedback data externally, that immediately throws up red flags for security. Trying to analyze it? Well, that means you're probably stuck in spreadsheet hell, manually trying to merge files. And that constant cycle of importing and exporting employee lists, it's not just a pain, it's a perfect recipe for errors and using outdated information. So what's the answer? How do you finally break down that silo? The solution we're looking at today is to go truly native. OnSurvey is designed as a direct answer to all those frustrations by living and breathing right inside of Workday. This quote, it just captures the entire philosophy behind this approach. It all starts with one system, Workday. When you have that, you get one source of truth for your data, and only then can you get to the real goal, one source of insight. You're no longer trying to stitch together different stories from different places, you're reading from the same book. But what does native really mean here? It's not just a buzzword. It means OnSurvey is built using Workday Extend, which is their own official platform for building apps. And this is the key. Because of that, it automatically inherits your existing Workday security setup. No separate permissions to manage, no new logins to remember. For your employees, it just feels like another part of Workday they already know how to use. It's totally seamless. Okay, so it's native and it's secure, but is it easy to use? Let's take a look at the workflow, which is designed to be a single, smooth process from the moment you start building to the moment you get your results. The whole process really boils down to these three simple phases. You configure your survey, you send it out with precision, and then you analyze the results. And you do all of it without ever leaving Workday. So let's break down each step. First step is configuration. And the great thing is you are not starting from scratch here. You can use pre-built templates to get going fast, or you can use a simple drag-and-drop builder to make your own. It lets you apply all your corporate branding for a consistent look and feel, and you can even set up surveys in multiple languages. Next up, sending the survey. And this is where that native advantage really starts to flex its muscles. You can trigger surveys automatically based on Workday events. Just imagine, an onboarding survey goes out the exact moment a new hire's process is marked complete in the system. No manual effort. You can also target any group of users you can dream up in a Workday report, and you have total control over whether the responses are anonymous or not. So you've configured it, you've sent it out. Now we get to the really good part, the payoff. This is where we turn all that raw data you've collected into actual, meaningful insight. And honestly, this is the fundamental difference. This is the whole game. Because your survey responses are stored as native Workday objects, you can analyze them in ways that are just flat out impossible with any external tool. This really is where the magic happens. This means you can join survey responses with any other data you have in Workday. So instead of just seeing what an employee said, you can ask much bigger questions, like how does feedback from new hires in our engineering department compare to those in sales? Or is there a connection between low engagement scores and recent manager changes? You can explore all of this using the standard Workday reports and worksheets that your team already knows how to use, or even push it all to Prism for really advanced dashboards. And to help you get to that payoff as fast as possible, OnSurvey comes with a whole library of pre-built templates. Let's take a peek at the 6 that are ready to go right out of the box. And the variety here really shows you how flexible this tool is. Of course, you've got your HR essentials like onboarding and inclusion surveys, but you also have templates for things like student course feedback, a new product launch, or even supplier onboarding. It's clearly designed to be useful for the entire organization, not just HR. Now, after seeing all of that, you might be thinking it sounds powerful, but maybe a little complicated to set up. Well, the last piece of this puzzle is how you get started, and the process is designed to be incredibly straightforward. It's really just 3 steps. You find OnSurvey in the Workday Marketplace. You install it directly into your own Workday tenant, and that's it. You're ready to start creating, sending, and most importantly, analyzing. So we'll end right back where we started with a question. Let's forget the technical details for just a moment and just imagine the possibilities. If your feedback data wasn't trapped in a silo but lived right there alongside your core people data, what new connections could you make? What hidden trends could you finally uncover about your own organization?